Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I took a wee couple of days off there. Sneaky of me, to be fair. Not an awful lot to report on, but today it's time to sit down and talk about Celtic once more. We've of course got 2 games this week. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video, but here's a small amount of news to keep you going as we wait for the next kick-off in relation to Celtic. Also, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. We're very, very close now to 35,000 subscribers, which means we're almost halfway there to 40,000. Play Bon Jovi. If you do subscribe, there'll be a kit giveaway soon. So if you haven't, make sure to do that. It's much appreciated and it helps out the channel. So it's been kind of quiet, hasn't it? It's not been the busiest few days as a Celtic fan. We of course played on Saturday. We drew 3-3 with Rapid Vienna over in Austria. We go again tomorrow night in another friendly game to continue on our pre-season charge. But in terms of news, it's been really quiet. You know, it's hard to get videos out when there's not much to speak about. We're waiting for that next big piece of transfer news to get us through the remainder of the summer break, but there seems to be nothing as of yet. The squad is in a very good place. We've got a team that's ready to go and try and retain a league title. I don't think we have to be desperate in bringing in players now. Whatever we bring in is to improve the depth of the team. So I think that there is a sort of relaxation around our transfers at the moment. You know, I don't think we need to be panicking. I don't think we need to be worried or stressed. I think it's about taking each day as it comes and just waiting for that next big bit of news, something that has a bit more to it, a bit of kind of, you know, substance, something that makes sense rather than the nonsense that some of the tabloids or some of these tweets throw out. It's about waiting on something that actually makes sense. So until then, it is quiet, but we have got a couple of bits of news that we can discuss as we wait for the next game tomorrow night. So let's start with the big story. Jordan Larsson, it doesn't look as though he'll be coming to Celtic. Oh, let's let out the cries. I'm sorry I'm bringing the bad news to you if you haven't heard already. I'm sure you have heard, though, that it looks as though it won't be happening for the son of Henrik. It doesn't look as though Celtic will be his destination this summer as he looks for a new club after his termination of contract at Spartak Moscow. And can I just say, I'm not surprised, and I'm not really disheartened. Look, listen, it would have been a very ideal scenario to welcome the son of Henrik, Jordan Larsson, into Celtic, to carry on that legacy that his father left us all those years ago. But I think that I never, deep down, I never expected them to come to Celtic. It was a nice dream. It was a nice sort of idea to see the Larsson shirt again. But it just never made any sense to me for us to sign him at this moment in time. And a lot of people will argue that. A lot of people will say, well, that's nonsense. But genuinely, when you look at the facts and you look at the kind of team we've already got, there was just no really any place at this moment in time for Larsson. You know that old saying they say when you're looking for a relationship, right person, wrong time? Maybe it's a case of that for Jordan Larsson. That might be it. Because I think in any other season, if Jordan Larsson was a free agent, I think Celtic would have snapped at the opportunity. But I just don't think that Ange Postecoglou is in a place where he needs to rush out, spend the wages on Jordan Larsson to come in and perhaps be a third fiddle at Celtic. You know, we've got 2 fantastic strikers here at the moment. It was going to be difficult for someone like him to come in and take the place of either Kyogo or Georgios Giacomakis. And I think for a personal point of view, as desirable as Celtic may be for someone like Jordan Larsson, he's not want to go somewhere that he isn't going to be first choice. I think he'll want to continue his development. I think he'll want to be playing the amount of minutes he was getting at Spartak. And I just don't think Celtic is that place for him at this moment in time. As I said, maybe last year before we signed those guys, or maybe in a few years' time, it could have been a very ideal situation for both parties. But right now, I just knew deep down it wasn't going to make a lot of sense. And I think that's one. Look, listen, there was a few Rangers fans on Twitter the other day who were tweeting me saying that the only reason Celtic would sign him is because of the name. That's absolute nonsense. He's a cracking player. He's someone who's got to a point in his career from working hard, not just working off his dad's name. He's a talented footballer, a talented player. And every move that he's got so far and everything he's done in his career came through his own work, not his dad's. So that's nonsense straight away. But I think that that's a lot of people will be disheartened. A lot of people will say that we should have and we must have signed him because of his dad's name, because they wanted him to come in and carry on that. But let's make one thing crystal clear. It wasn't just because of that. It wasn't because of his name and his name only. He's someone who can offer goals. He's someone who I think to an extent could have fitted the system here at Celtic, and he's someone who could have offered another dangerous option in the final third. It just doesn't look as though now is the time to strike on that. So last week it was reported that Celtic were one of the clubs in touch with Larsson's representatives. There was talk over a potential move following the termination from Spartak Moscow. However, it has been reported now that is gone. Anthony Joseph, he tweeted last night saying, an update on the matter, it's looking increasingly unlikely that Celtic will offer a contract to forward Jordan Larsson. His representatives made contact with the Hoops as well as a number of clubs including Nottingham Forest. Larsson weighing up his options with interest from England, Germany and Italy, and according to the record, the Celts are not looking at the former AIK loanee, obviously talking about Larsson. So there you go. It looks as though these are top division teams that are looking at him over the course of the top 5 leagues. Germany, Italy and England. Nottingham Forest, of course, just been promoted to the Premier League. So very good moves on the table for Jordan Larsson no matter what happens now. And I don't think, we shouldn't say that there's absolutely no chance it's 100% off the table for him coming to Celtic. But with it looking increasingly unlikely, yeah, I'd be stunned if we seen him in green and white hoops by the end of this transfer window. I think it's only a matter of time now before we see him join the likes of a Nottingham Forest or a club over in Italy. He's not going to be shy of options. He's a good player, as we've said, and I'm sure that he'll find something. But yeah, I'm not stunned. I'm not shocked. It is a shame to a certain extent, but I think for the best interest of his career, he will be looking to go elsewhere. But there you go, Celtic looking unlikely to sign Larsson now, so take that as you like, and imagine for some it's some devastating news. And the other big story of the day, Celtic apparently planning a trip to Japan next year for the summer of 2023, a pre-season tour of the home country of Kyogo, Daisen Maeda, Ryo Hatate and Yosuke Ideguchi. Massive news. Another tour for Celtic away abroad over in the Far East this time rather than Australia. But some massive news regarding Celtic and getting some more money. They're really using their advantages here in these new fan bases that we've established, which is fantastic. And it's huge for Celtic. The fact that we've now got a tour over in Australia this coming winter and then a potential tour over in Japan next summer, for the club, it's very beneficial, but it's great to see us getting all the new fans involved. Of course, Celtic have had big followings worldwide for the longest time, but now more than ever, with Ange Postecoglou being manager and all the Japanese boys signing, we're in a very good place with our popularity. We're one of the most popular clubs in the world right now. We are establishing new fans worldwide every single day, and Celtic are taking advantage of that opportunity from a business point of view, and also it's just nice to see us being that sociable way. We're giving these guys the opportunity to do something that they won't really get in their lifetime. The Japanese fans, the Australian fans, it's not easy to get over to Glasgow from these places to go and watch a Celtic game. It's very expensive, and the fact that we're taking Celtic to them is beautiful. It's nice, and it's good to see us establish these connections even further, and give them the opportunity to see their favourite team. A Japanese outlet reported, and I quote, "It was revealed that the prestigious Celtic of the First Division in Scotland, to which 4 Japanese players belong, is planning a Japan tour next summer. The club's marketing staff have already visited Japan several times, according to people familiar with the matter. Negotiations are underway under the hood, and it is said that they are coordinating to have a friendly match with the J Club for 2 games, two J League clubs for 2 games." Sorry, the translation isn't exactly perfect when you run it through Google, so I'm sitting there trying to read through it going, does that sound right? But there you go, 2 friendly matches are apparently planned with J-League clubs. These include Postecoglou's former side, Yokohama F. Marinos, and potentially Kyogo's former team. I think it's Vissel Kobe. They're one of the contenders. As Celtic look to build on the following. That's what the Daily Record is reporting anyway. And of course, Yokohama F. Marinos, former side of Daisen Maeda, and Ange Postecoglou. It's got the potential to have a bumper crowd in those stadiums over in Japan, and it's a really interesting sort of turn of events here, and it's good for Celtic. It's nice to see us do something different, and you never really, in recent years, we've never really seen this. We've been in Austria this summer. The fact we're going over to Japan, and it's only good for us. It's really unique to Celtic now at this stage. You know, there's clubs worldwide, obviously, that are huge. You look at Manchester United, you look at Liverpool, these English Premier League giants, Real Madrid, Barcelona, they're huge. They could go anywhere in the world, and they will draw thousands. But for a club like Celtic, this is truly special. It's unique. It's something that we have created ourselves with our work over the past couple of years. By bringing in Ange Postecoglou, by bringing in the Japanese signings, we have created a really special atmosphere within our club, and a support that is worldwide. And it connects so many different people. I mean, the amount of people I get in the comments of these videos that are from Australia, they're from Japan, who would never be here in years gone by, and probably never would have been here if it wasn't for what Celtic have done. It is so unique, and I love it, and it's something that has to be applauded by Celtic. So I'm glad to see that apparently the marketing department of Celtic have been in touch. They have been visiting Japan. It is in place for the summer of 2023 with the hope that the kind of the COVID restrictions have lifted. It's still stricter over in Japan at the moment. If we were to travel over there just now, fans wouldn't be allowed in. So I think that they're waiting and they're hoping that the situation will calm down over in the Far East, and that means that we can maybe take some of our own fans from over here to Japan, and maybe even fans from around the kind of surrounding countries, you know, South Korea's, China's, you know, there might be fans over there who would love to go over to Japan and watch Celtic play. So they have got it in place for the summer of 2023 apparently, so hopefully we hear more about that. So we've got the Sydney Super Cup, and then we've got that. It's going to be great watching Celtic play at 8 in the morning. Have to get used to it, because we could be seeing it for years to come. And finally, tomorrow night, Celtic take on Banik Ostrava, I think that's how it's pronounced, in their third friendly matchup this season thus far. I'm looking forward to it. Once again, a 5 o'clock kickoff as Celtic head over there. I will be live. I'll be doing a watch along for that. We didn't do one for the last game, but we'll be back for that tomorrow. Hopefully another good run out for some of the players and some of the younger players as well, as we look to build on what has been an exciting pre-season thus far. 10 goals in 2 games. And I'm looking to make that more tomorrow. So yeah, join me for that if you like. But that's about it for today. Some 2 big stories. Are we all heading to Japan then? I'll see you there. I'd love it. Hopefully the Japanese fans are delighted with that news. But yeah, there you go. That's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.